What's going on, fam? Come on in and I'm going to speak to y'all tonight. I'm waiting on you to get in the room. So come on. Come on in. The water is fine. The water is fine, y'all. Y'all can come in. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. Come in. Come on in. I welcome you in. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the Almighty Obeng. Don't be afraid of the Almighty. Peace warriors. Peace light energy workers. Peace soul family. Peace. Attune. Attune. Attune to you all. Attune soul family. Attune light warriors. Energy workers. Attune. Attune. I'm going to start because people come in, people trickle in after. I'm going to start because people trickle in after. Anyhow, I want to address man-woman nature. I want to address man-woman nature and how a woman can maintain the wild animal side of her man or a man, preferably her man. I'm about to drop some gems on y'all tonight. And I promise you, women, if you take what I'm telling you tonight, if you take what I say to you tonight, if you take what I offer you tonight, I can guarantee you, that your man will be satisfied with just you and only you. Your man will be satisfied with just you and only you. So I'm going to talk a little bit tonight. Hey, Dina, my sister, love you. She's part of the family. She's in the family. She's in. Dina's in. And there's some others coming in too. There's some others trickling in to the family. It's going to grow. It's growing. It's already growing. And it's going to grow more. So, my sister, my soul, welcome. I want to address tonight man-woman nature. This is going to go for this message, this soul vibration, because that's what it is. It's going to move your soul. This soul vibration is strategically for those who are linked and joined together. That means if you were a man, you were a woman, you got a family, you were a soul family, a tribe, a community. Man-woman nature and how a woman can maintain the wild animal side in her man. So I'm going to go into that. And I want you to understand I'm talking to both men and women here. This is not a message specifically for men, but I'm talking for women, but I'm talking for men too. Because men need to understand. Men need to understand that deep within himself, there is a primal energy inside of him. It's our nature. It's in our nature. There's a primal energy inside of man. And I'm going to address that. So, man has an animal-like primal energy inside of him. Inside of man, there is a animal waiting to come out and be wild. Inside of man, there is a animal side to him that wants to display itself. Wants to. Has to. Needs to. In order needs to. In order for order to take place. In order for things, women, listen to me. Women, hear me. In order for things to fall in line in the way you like for them to fall in line, in order for things to fall in order the way you desire for them to fall in order, man wants that for you as well. Man wants to align the things that you want aligned in your life. Man wants to do that for you. Man wants to align the things that you want to align in your life. Those desires that you have. But man has a desire, an insatiable hunger. Man has an insatiable hunger, a desire, a need to express himself in every way. So what we do is we do other things that mimic warrior type things. Like we go play competition basketball or competition football or but these are all battles. So we join sports teams to do what? To go to battle. To battle. Because this world knows that man needs to release that kind of energy. This is why we got sports. This is the reason we have sports. To be able to release that. Man needs an outlet to be able to release that. This is why a lot of sports are dominated by males. This is why a lot of sports are dominated by males, because sports is truly created in the gladiator type of way. And when you look at soldiers and warriors of ancient history, those were competitive battles. But now today, we have competitive battles where one don't lose his life. In those times, people were dying in competitive battle. Competitive battle. So now, we got competitive battle going on, but we call it sports. And so a man's nature inside of him is to release that energy, that wild side in him. So we take the football and we hit people really hard. Boxing, and we break people's faces. Basketball, we dunk the ball with emphasis at the rim. Hockey, and they fight in hockey. The aggression that comes with soccer. These are the things that this world has created for men to be able to channel that energy. Man, woman, nature. Man, woman, nature. I'm saying to women, if you want to maintain or sustain, be able to sustain, hold, to sustain, meaning hold the energy, the wild, expressive, explosive, outbursting energy of your man, then you need to be able to match that. You need to be able to match that energy just alike. And you cannot do it in physical nature, meaning not that you are not fast or strong physically. We're not talking about muscle here. We're not talking about physical strengths and power in that sense. Hear me out, women, because I'm about to speak to you right now. You need to be that for him sexually. You hear what I'm saying to you? A man's wild, explosive nature. To be wild, to be, because man has a primal energy within him. This is our nature. This is why I'm channeling my true nature right now. I am channeling right now because it begs to come out. It screams to come out. Every single day, man wants to be this. I was watching Mike Tyson's podcast. Now, Mike Tyson, if you know Mike Tyson, if you watch Mike Tyson from back in the day, he was ruthless, a warrior. Mike Tyson studied all of the ancient warriors and barbarians back in the day, and that's what he became. Mike Tyson said something. I was watching the podcast, and he said this, which made it click for me. That old Mike Tyson never went nowhere. That old Mike Tyson that you seen in the ring, he's not going anywhere. Mike Tyson said this in his podcast I was watching a couple days ago. And he said that if I go back to that old Mike Tyson, no, what he said was he fight to keep that old Mike Tyson down every single day. He said because he know if he let him out, hell and fury is coming with him. You see what I'm saying? What he's trying to say is he wants to be that raging bull that he always is. Men are raging bulls. We want to be raging bulls, not at every single moment, because a man has to be able to nurture. A man needs to be able to nurture too. Not just a woman. But men have to learn how to nurture. And men nurture by what I posted it this morning where I talked about men has to have, to me, the virtue of a man. He needs at least 3 pair of work boots in his house. 3 pair of work boots. He need 3 pair of boots. He need to have work boots. He needs to have war boots, and he needs to have wealth boots. Wealth boots. Work boots for stabilizing the family. Work meaning not work in the sense of labor, but work meaning that he's willing to do anything to keep things stabilized. There's nothing more fundamental to a woman knowing that she get to come home because there's a roof provided for her head. So a woman fundamentally is at ease because of that. She is at ease because the roof is there, because the man does what he needs to do to work. And it doesn't matter what the work looks like. It don't have to have a title. But the man must be able to have a pair of work boots to be able to strap them on and go to work and say, I got to keep that stabilization going. Because this provides not just balance, but harmony in himself. It provides harmony when a man knows that he's keeping things around him in his world stabilized. He needs to have war boots. And war boots is not for the war that we think in our mind. Go to war, fight other nations. This is not about fighting war, but war in the sense of conquering. Man sets out, to conquer things. That's a war. Anything a man sets himself, anything a man sets in front of him, whether it be a goal, a challenge, or anything, that's war. Because what war is in the military, you will understand that they practice the art of discipline. It's not an art, but they practice discipline. They practice discipline. And so for a man to conquer anything, he must be able to know how to discipline himself in a time of need, to be able to get up and go and do in the time of need what he must do. So that's war, conquering what he has to do. So any task a man puts in front of himself, it's a challenge to him. It's a war. It's war. It's a challenge to him. So therefore, he must strap on his war boots and discipline himself in that practice every single day. If he want to have that physique body, he got to discipline himself to get up every day, commit himself to an exercise ritual, and get the body he desires. If he desires to have a home or any of these collective items, man must sit down, commit himself to the time that it takes to get himself over that wall, to conquer that, to conquer whatever he sets in front of him. Then the man needs to have wealth boots. So a man needs to have work boots for stabilizing those that he loves around him. He needs to have war boots for securing everything that he wants to have, conquering. When you conquer things, you are securing them. So you're securing things. He must secure things for the ones he's responsible for. So he must be able to strap on his war boots. Thirdly, his wealth boots. Wealth meaning not wealth in the sense of gaining a bunch of collective items, houses, cars, bank accounts. No, that's fake wealth. Because that stuff you can see right now in these times, it means nothing. Your car, your house don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing right now, besides giving you shelter from the rain. You're a prisoner inside your big ass home or your small home. You're a prisoner inside your home. So your house do you no good. Your car do you no good. You can't go nowhere. So none of that truly is anything. It doesn't matter. And let that be an indication to all of you. Stop trying to get that stuff. Stop trying to get that stuff, because you can't do nothing with it in these times. Let's get off of that topic and get back to why you need your wealth boots, men. Because I'm addressing woman nature, and how a woman can maintain her man's wild side. And so he has to have on wealth boots for negotiations. And so this is sacrifice. So you got work boots for stabilizing, you got war boots for securing, and you got wealth boots for sacrifice. A man must be willing to put himself out there for the world, sacrificing a living sacrifice on a cross. A man must be willing to put himself on a cross, put himself out there in front of people on camera like me right now. This is a sacrifice. I am sacrificing myself for you. What are you talking about? I am sacrificing myself for you, putting myself on camera for the world to see me. And people may say, what the hell is he doing? Or people may say, I want to tune in. But it doesn't matter. It's the fact that I am a living human sacrifice for those that I am responsible for. So I must be able to put on my wealth boots to sit at any table, because if I'm going to put myself out there as a messenger, then I must be able to put on my wealth boots to sit at any table and have negotiations with people. And this is not about, again, wealth in the sense how we know it or the way we were taught what wealth is. But your wealth boots is being able to negotiate so that you can secure and stabilize. So you're sacrificing yourself to secure and stabilize for your family, for your loved ones, for those you are responsible for. So you are sacrificing and you are securing and you are stabilizing. So a man has to sit at the table of negotiation. and be able to not dress the part, but he has to come as that part. He has to at least talk the way he has to secure and stabilize for those he's responsible for. So he has to go to the table talking the same game. He has to talk the same game. And there must be a meeting in the middle. There cannot be him talking their language or them talking his language. There has to be a meeting in the middle of them speaking the same language, so that he can secure and stabilize those those he's responsible for, and vice versa for those who sit across from at the table. And so man, woman, getting back to man, woman nature, are you hearing me? Man, woman nature, woman needs to understand, for men to be men, they have to allow man's nature to be expressive. And so a lot of women deal with insecurity. Why? Because they don't know how to maintain and sustain, which is hold. They don't know how to hold that all-encompassing energy of a man. They don't know how to hold that energy that he possesses. And so they get insecure because his nature is out there for anyone to see. And so women are, with their eyes, their eyes are like radars. Women are scanning the surface, looking for who's looking at their man, women are scanning the surface, looking for who's looking at their man, instead of woman looking at her man, looking into her man, and making herself identical to him. Now, you don't have to go dress tribal, and you don't have to put on the garb. You have to do none of that. That's not what I'm saying this is, because that's not what it is. But a woman gets insecure about her relationship with her man because it's in his wild nature. His wild nature is so expressive and so expansive that it touches people. And because it touches people, women get insecure about it. Because his energy touches lives. His energy touches people. So the woman who belonged to that man have insecurities about her man, because his energy, his wild nature is out there. Man's nature is out there. And so for a woman to maintain and hold and sustain his energy, woman has to match him. She has to match his energy. And she can't do it trying to swing bats at every single woman that's coming at her man. You will tire yourself out. And this is why women end up leaving relationships. Because they spend more of their time fighting off other women. You're spending too much energy spinning your wheels. You're going to be fighting women off all our lives together. And it's not that your man is seeking other women. It's the fact that his energy is expressive, is explosive, is expansive. It's out there. It's wild. It's wild. It's not in a cage. Man's primal nature is wild. An animal. And for women spin their wheels being so insecure about their man because their eyes are scanning the surface, seeing all the other women looking at their men. And so they see threats everywhere, and they get mad at their man. For women liking their man. For women with their eyes on their man, they get mad at their man. When you got to understand, you should not be mad at your man. You should be trying to match your man. You should be trying to match him, and you cannot do it physically because man's nature is wilder, more wild than woman's nature. Woman's nature is more inward. Woman's nature is more inward. Be inward. Be behind her man and be safe. Woman's nature is inward. I want to be protected behind my man. I'm safe behind him. So that's an inward. Okay? Woman's nature is inward. Man's nature is being front, chest out, like a lion. Looking and scanning the surface, seeing who's trying to get into his territory. So a man is out there already. His nature is out there. He's an animal. He's a lion. So he's wild. His chest is up and out saying, come try me. In the wild, lions roar for battle too. Like, look, I'm here. I'm big now. I got a mane full of hair. I got a mane full of locks. Come try me. Anybody, step up to the battle. I'm willing to fight for mine. And so, women's nature is more inward. Man's nature is more in front. So you can't be mad at your man for being out there. How else is he going to protect you? How else can your man protect you if he's not out there? You want your man inward, then he can't protect you like that. Then he cannot protect you like that. Then you lead. And if the woman has to lead, then it's sorry, women, but it's over. And I'm talking about not lead nations and all of that. I'm talking about lead a home, lead your tribe. Women are gods. Let's not mistake that. But women created man because we come from women. But you created us to protect you. Because you knew your nature, you needed a more masculine version of yourself. And so from the womb of a woman comes forth a protector, a king, a god. And so now women have to understand that when she's providing for herself a mate, when you see in the wild jungles, who's doing the cat calling? Here, men do the cat calling, but in the jungle, the woman do the cat calling. The woman leaving the scent. The woman hollering and making these noises for her mate. It's the female that calls for the mate in nature, not the male. But in this reality, men got to be the one hollering at the woman. Da da da. Hey, yo, honey, shout it. What up? And so I'm telling you, women, how to sustain the energy of your man whose nature is out there. Whose nature is out there. His nature is out there. And because his nature is out there, women, you got to know how to sustain him. Okay? You got to know how to sustain his energy because it's out there. So you got to lasso that energy in. And you don't do it, women. You don't do it by slapping his eyes back in his head. Because women are out here and he's looking at them. You don't do it by slapping his eyes. You do it by controlling his mind. You do it by controlling his mind. And you control a man's mind through his heart. You know what they say? A way to a man's heart is through his stomach. No, woman. A way to a man's heart is through his mind. Get to a man's mind, he's going to die for you. Get to a man's mind, and he's going to die for you. You understand? Get to a man's mind, and he will die for you. Because all he can think about is you. All that's on his mind is you. And you do that, women. I know I've been prolonging that piece, but you do that sexually. It has to be done. Because as I was saying, women leave their men because they're too busy trying to slap his eyes back in his head. Because women are everywhere, but it's not that your man wants those women. It's not that he wants those women. It's the simple fact that the energy's out there. So women want your man, especially if he's a man. So his energy is out there. And so you will spend all your life trying to fight women off. And you grow tired and fatigue of that till you leave. You grow tired and fatigue of that, so you leave. Because you can no longer deal with not being able to fully trust your man. And the fact of the matter is, you're bringing that war on yourself. You can fully trust your man if you truly love your man. And allow your man to be a man. Allow his nature to be what it is out there. Let his nature be what it is, wild. Let it be out there. Does it mean let him go hump everything in sight? Absolutely not. Because if you truly know how to sustain and match, if you truly know how to match the sustainability of his energy, if you truly know how to match the sustainability of his energy, if you truly know how to hold that, he would never leave. Because all he can think about is doing while he's out there is getting back home. That's all he can think about. While he's out there, he can't do nothing but, that's all he's thinking about. Like, I'm out here now, but I can't wait because you're on his mind. I can't wait to get back home to my girl. Why? Because there are some things that you are doing that he's not willing to risk losing to discover if another woman has it. Ooh. I said because there are some things that you are doing that he is not willing to risk losing to discover if another woman has it. So therefore, he won't even entertain ideas of another woman. He won't even entertain an idea of another woman. So I'm telling you women, stop trying to fight every woman off that looks at your man. And stop being mistrusting of your man because every woman is looking at your man, thinking he's doing something because every woman is looking at him. Why is every woman looking at him? He should not be like this. It's just, listen, baby, it's man's nature. Man is out there. So you got to sustain him sexually. And you do that sexually. And I know this is going to sound a little funny, but listen to me. You have to be able to match that man sexually. And it may sound crazy when I say this, but I don't mean it in the term that I'm using. You got to be a freak. And I'm being real when I say that. You have to be a freak for your man. A real freak for your man. And I'm not talking in the term freak like do everything under the sun sexually that you never done before. No. I'm not saying do everything sexually under the sun, because let me educate you real quick, beloved. To sexually stimulate your man has nothing to do with penetration. Are you hearing me? To sexually stimulate your man has nothing to do with intercourse and penetration, but it has everything to do with what his eyes see. It has everything to do with what his eyes see. And when he look at you, he better be seeing nothing but the world. When he look at you, he better see exactly what he better see a piece of meat. He better see some food. And I ain't talking about something edible. When he look at you, that man has to want to eat you up. That's how you sustain his energy. You got to make that man want to eat you up. So, and you cannot be mad because you may not fit in that category right now. to be edible. You may not fit in the edible category. And I'm saying this with all love. I don't care what size you is. There's a man that would love that. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. There is a man that will love that. Because I'm not talking about you need to slim down, and I'm not talking about you need to get thick. I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is when that man sees you, when his eyes land on you, you need to be a treat for him every single time. His mouth needs to be watering and he needs to be salivating, ready to eat you up. Every given moment, that man should be hungry and thirsty for you. And it's not a job for you to go around trying to entice your man. It's not a job trying to entice your man, because you don't have to do that through, lingerie pieces and candlelit nights, and you don't have to do that, baby. You don't have to do that to sustain the energy of your man. But you have to be able, that man have confidence is attractive, yes. That man needs to be able to look at you, okay, and see every woman within you. He needs to be able to see every woman within you, meaning that every woman he sees, he really don't see. Every woman he sees, he really don't see. Why? Because he cannot see nothing else but you. So you have to be everything. You have to be every woman out here. Not personality wise, not character traits, none of that. Be you. Be 100% authentic. Be you authentically. But you have to understand that your man cannot thirst for anything else but you. And you have to be the one with the cup to fulfill and quench that thirst within that man. Sexually. And again, this isn't talking about penetration. Although it does pertain to that too. But it's not just about penetration, intercourse. But it's about intimacy. It's about intimacy, beloved. Intimacy with your man. Intimacy. Intimacy has nothing to do with being like this. But everything to do with, woman, listen to me. Everything to do with your nourishment. How you feed that man. How you feed that man. Energetically. How you feed that man energetically. Not how you feed that man physically. That's why it's not about what size or you are. And you are a gem if you say you're a gem. You are a diamond if you say you're a diamond. And the man will see a diamond. But please don't polish up a cubic zirconia and call it a diamond, and then the man gets you and it's not a diamond. If you call yourself a diamond, then a man need to be getting a diamond every time. It's unchangeable. It's inchangeable. You cannot change. And you can change in growth with each other because y'all are growing together. No one's leaving the other behind. So yeah, change together and growth together, that's good. Change is good because change is the only thing that's constant in this world. So change is good when it comes to two people together because y'all change together. Y'all are growing together. Why? Because you have aligned yourself to him already. And when you've aligned yourself to him, you move as he moves. Your energy goes where his energy goes. You flow as he flows. So it's not about being intimidated by your man, and it's not about being insecure about other women. When it comes to your man's nature, That was me talking to the women. I'm going to talk to you men now. Now I'm going to talk to you men. Because I wanted to get through to the women, to the goddesses. Now I must talk to the gods, because it's that time right now. For every single man out here, you need to understand, bruh. You need to understand that it is within your nature to be this way. It is within your nature to be this way. What way am I talking about? Am I talking about tribal? No, I'm talking about being out front, wild, open, expansive. Because that's how a lion stands, with pride, with his chest out, expanded. His chest is expanded. It is within your nature, man, to be wild. Now, listen to me. Because I know what you want, what you really want to do when I say being wild. That's not discipline. That's why I said a man must have 3 pair of boots in his house. Work boots, war boots, and wealth boots. He need to be able to strap any of them on at any given time. Man, it's okay to have split personalities. It's okay, man, to have multiple personalities. Why? Because it's needed. You cannot be always working, neglecting the nourishment of your. You cannot be always working, neglecting the nourishment of those you are bestowed to, those who have been bestowed onto you, those that you have responsibility for, those that you are in assurance for. You have to understand that it's okay to channel each one of those personalities, as I'm doing today. It's okay to channel those personalities. It's okay to channel multiple facets of yourself for the time needed. So you cannot, man, watch this. So man, you cannot fight a battle of trying to withhold yourself from what you truly are. Because that's a tug of war with yourself. You're trying to do what? Trying to please your woman. And I say, fuck that. Love your woman and you'll be pleasing her. But you love your woman and you please your woman through the nature of who you truly are. Man. So when you be who you truly are, channeling each side of you, when you are truly who you are, channeling the ability to be able to tap into each personality of yourself, each side of you. Because it's a battle trying to refrain from doing that. And I know man because I'm a man. I know man. And I know what man's capabilities are. I know what his nature is because I'm a man and inside of me, this was what's going on. And so every man has this desire to be wild. To be wild, to let his primal side out. And to let your primal side out, man, you have to do it with love. So you're leading. So your love looks like leadership. Your love looks like service and sacrifice. Your love looks like stability. And your woman will become more trusting of you. Your woman will become more trusting of you when you understand that your nature, who you are, that wild side of you, when you take that energy and you do the righteous thing with it. That's not sleeping with 15, 20, 30, 40 different women, because that's not channeling your energy. That's actually being loose and just being weakened. You're being weakened. You're being weakened. As a man, you're being weakened, trying to be with every woman under the sun. You're being weakened as a man, and therefore your legacy is you leave no legacy at all. And I believe a man's job is to leave an imprint on this planet before he leaves here, meaning a mark of himself. Whether it's through his children, whether it's through his wife, his woman, whether it's through people that follow him, a man ought to leave a mark of himself here for other people to follow. So when a man understands his wild side, his nature, his wild side, when a man understands who he is in his nature, then man takes that energy and he channels that energy through the multifaceted personalities that he possesses. That's how you release, my man. It's not through sex with every woman do you release. You release through those personalities because you're tapping into each side of who you are. That's who you are. You're wild at nature, and you truly want to be wild at nature. But the way you be wild at nature is by tapping into those other sides of you. You are wild at nature, and therefore your release and your expression and your expansiveness comes from the tapping into those personalities. So when the warrior wants to come out, dress up, let the warrior out. When the lover wants to come out, sit down and be at peace and be still, as you've seen me do. There was times where I was very peaceful and I was still and I was quiet. And then I channeled into the alchemists. And you saw my warrior creeping out. My warrior spirit was creeping out, and then boom, it hits you in the face, and it's like, whoa. Nothing is done with me, especially. Nothing is done at the snap of a finger like, oh, let me just do this. No. There was a channeling process I was going through. I was going through a current. I'm going through a current. So I'm a channel. And so you saw me channeling from the stillness to the loudness, because at the time of the stillness, of the peace, at that time, that's what was called for. That energy, that spirit, that person, it was called for. That person was called upon. And now this person is called upon. Are you going to see me dressed like makeup on, all that other stuff? No. War paint on my face? No. Not every single day. But the warrior, the wild side you're seeing now, he's here right now. And he'll go away. He'll go away. But he'll be back. Why will he be back? Because it's not me who call on the spirit. It's the spirit of those. It's the spirit of those around me. It's the spirit of the collective consciousness around me. It's the spirit of the world. It's the spirit that's calling forth for warriors. For men of leaders to step to the forefront with his chest out and be that man that he's supposed to be. And so when I'm speaking to you men, I'm saying you have a wild side within you, but your release doesn't come from being with as many women as you can be with. Your release comes from being able to tap into every energy, because that's what it is. Your wild side is this energy that wants to release. And the reason why it's being released wrongly, if that's the word, wrongly, and the reason why it's being released so distortedly every single where is because you're not tapping into that side. You're what you're doing is, when you're out here with all these other women, what you're doing is you're not hearing the call of that wild side that wants to come out. You're not hearing the call of that wild side that wants to express. You're not hearing the call of that wild side that wants to explode. And so because you don't hear it, you are so easily susceptible to every little woman that comes your way. You're like, I don't even know who to choose. I don't know who to choose. I don't know who to choose. There's so many. There's so many. There's so many. Because there's an energy roaring up inside of you, and you don't know what to do with it. You don't know that there's another person inside of you that's asking for you to let him out. And you let him out wrongly because you think that energy that you're feeling that's welling up inside of you, you looking at every woman and they can feel this energy. And women can feel that too. It's like a pheromone that gets released from you. It's a pheromone. So women can feel that. Women can feel your pheromone, can smell and sense all of your pheromones. When that energy is roaring up inside of you. And you don't know what to do with it. Because you're not able to hear the call of that side of you telling you to let me out. So what you end up doing, beloved, is you end up releasing it so distortedly, you're not able to leave a legacy. You're not leaving no legacy. No gene pool, no strong urgency of yourself that's needed here. There's a strong urgency of you, man, being called to be left here through your woman. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. To leave your mark here through your woman. Y'all make y'all mark together. You understand? And so a man needs to look at his woman and be able to see every woman inside of her. And the woman needs to be able to look at her man and not be so insecure because he's out there. He's expressive. He's expansive. His chest is out. So women, you can't get insecure about your man being out front. Being out there in the forefront, because that's where he belongs. He's a sacrifice. And so men and women, the nature of men and the nature of woman, you cannot be insecure of your man. If you're asking for a leader, if you're asking for a protector, these are all traits of somebody out front. If you're asking for a man to lead you, if you're asking for a man to protect you, then how do I protect you? Standing behind you? No, I protect you by standing in front of you. How do I lead you? From behind? No, I lead you from the front. And I know people say, true leaders lead from behind, but that's a metaphor for saying that they serve. True leaders serve. Absolutely. Right. But when you lead your soldiers in the battle, you're not in the back. You're the first one. You're the first one out there in the battle. And so a woman, you cannot be insecure of your man. If you're not looking for a leader and a protector, then you can be insecure of your man all you want. But if you're looking for a leader and a protector, a provider, which to me is a hunter, someone who goes out there and gets it, then you must let your man go out there. And guess what? You leave him vulnerable to all of the arrows, the Cupid arrows coming at him. The Cupid arrows are going to come at your man because you put him out front, because that's where he needs to be. That's where he needs to be. And that's where you should want him to be. You should want your man out front. So don't get jealous and don't get envious and don't get angry at your man because the eyes are on him. Suck that fucking shit up. That's right. Suck that shit up. Because if you're looking for a leader, a protector, you're asking for a man to be out front. So you need to understand what you're asking for. If you don't want a man out front, then tell that man to go sit his ass in the back and you go get out front. You want your man home? Go ahead, let your man sit home and you go do all that shit. Some women are like that. You stay your ass home. I'll do work. I'll go work. But I don't even want to go into that conversation about how tedious that is. Like, my God, man. Like, man, I want to say the N word, but I don't like to prefer to my brothers like that. You are weak. You're weak. You weak, bruh. You weak. You weak. You weak, my dude, for real. You weak as hell. You weak in all fronts. You weak. So if your woman is leading you just a weak dude. Now, watch this. If a woman gives to a man, is that him being weak? Absolutely not. Because if a man is growing his woman, then that's what she's going to do. It's the repercussions of what he's doing. So if a woman gives to a man, it doesn't matter if she's giving money, it doesn't matter if she's giving sex, it doesn't matter if she's giving all kinds of love in many ways. It has nothing to do with a man being weak and not being able to do it for himself, but it has everything to do with the man doing what he's supposed to do. And that woman is only doing what she's doing for him because she knows that his value to her is exponentially, is you can't put a price on that. His value to her you cannot put a price on that. So a woman knows that her man's value to her, she would do anything to keep him pleased and happy. You understand? Because when she's giving, she's not giving, listen to me, she's not giving out of empathy. She's not giving out of manipulation. Because women have that thing called intuition. But she's giving truly out of the compartment of her heart. She's giving out of this. Why do I say compartment of her heart? Because that's where you are. You are there in her heart. So she's giving to you because that's where you are. She's giving you her heart. When she gives to you, that's her giving you your heart because you're there. So a woman is giving to a man because he's helping her grow. And he's leading her into a whole nother reality. He's leading her to the unknown. He's leading her into the unknown, but bringing her out safe. And so a woman is thankful for that. She's very thankful for that. But a man, as I was saying, man, it's a battle for you. If you try to always, if you try to stop that wild nature within you, it's a battle for you to stop that wild nature within you, to suppress that wild nature within you. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be hard for you. Because all day long, you're like this. You're trying to pull yourself from out there in the wild. You're trying to rope yourself back in. No, don't go out there. No. Stay. No. It's women out there. Get back in here. Get in here. And you're roping yourself in. Get in here, man. Come on, man. Come on. Don't. No, you belong out there, bruh. You belong out there. That's where you belong. That's where you belong. You belong out front, open, expressive, explosive, expansive. Stop closing yourself in and open yourself up like you're supposed to. Because that's the nature of a man. A man's nature is to be open, standing proud like this. And so his nature is to be like that out there. So men all day long trying to prove to their woman that they're not out here cheating, and really it makes the woman more insecure because you're doing so much in the home. Watch this. Because man, you're doing so much in the home of trying to pull yourself back from the outside world. And so your woman can feel you doing that. A woman can feel your energy doing that. And so she gets the inclination that you must be doing something you ain't got no business. You must be doing something you ain't got no business doing. Because she can feel your energy trying to rope yourself back in from out there. Because you're in the house doing this. Trying to pull yourself back in. Hurry up before she get home. Hurry up. Come back in. Hurry up before she comes. She's coming down. And you're trying so much, man, to pull yourself back in. Because you left a lot of yourself out there. You left a lot of yourself out there. So when you come home, you're doing this all day. I don't want her to see me like this. And then a woman can feel your energy and she's like, where was you at today? Why you smell like that? All these suspicions come. All these suspicions come. Because she can sense. She can sense with the pheromones that you're letting off, this nervousness. You're letting off this nervousness, these nervous pheromones that she can smell. And she can, where you been today? Why you smell like that? Everything is coming to her senses. Why? Because they're wide open. Because why? Because you're wide open. You're wide open trying to lasso yourself back in. Instead of being a man, being expressive, being out there, being bold, being confident, taking charge, taking leadership, and saying to your woman, hey, baby, what's going on? Talk to me about today. What's happening? Coming in and taking charge. And owning who you are as a man. And being able to tell her where you were, what you did. With the confidence of, almost cuss. With the confidence of like, I almost said the B word, but I don't want to project that on my women. With the confidence of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on with you? With the confidence of like, you can't leave me. I'm too valuable to you. If a man is doing what he's supposed to do righteously, he's invaluable. He's highly valuable to his woman. If a man is doing, so a man can come home and still be a man that he was when he was out there, if he's doing with his leadership, with his energy, with his work, war, and wealth. Those three things that make up the man. If he's out there doing that, when he comes back in, he don't have to try to lasso himself back in before his woman come. Because you can own it and say, baby, this is where I was at. This is what I was doing. Let me tell you about my day. Look at this. Let me show you this. Let you go all through his phone. Be able to be like, let me show you what happened. Don't give a damn. Why? Because you got the knowing, you got the knowledge, you got the understanding that, yeah, people come at your man. Yeah, people come at him. But it ain't him that's making them come at him. It's really you who is making them come at him. Why do I say it's you, woman? It's you because you allow him, which is a good thing. You are allowing him to be a man, to be out there, to be open, to be expressive, to be expansive, to be explosive, to be confident, bold and courageous with his chest open and out, proud, standing there like, yeah, and he's out front. I'm going to say it again. If you don't want, if your man, if you're not looking for a leader and a protector and a man, then you're not looking for a man. Because a man, to be a leader and to be a protector is to be out front. So women, your man becomes vulnerable because he's out front. Because that's what you desire. And if that's what you desire, then let him be the leader and the protector. And with the understanding that letting him be the leader and protector is making him vulnerable. Not himself inwardly vulnerable, but vulnerable, susceptible to the ways of the world out there, to the women out there, to the many women that may come at him. It's gonna make him. It's like bait. It's like your man is like bait that you're casting out there, and you're like, I ain't trying to, you're not trying to hook no fish. You try to throw out a line with no bait on there. But in your mind, he's bait to these women. And the thing is, if you're looking for a leader and a protector, have the understanding that what that means. That means your man is supposed to be out front. And if he's out front, he's vulnerable. But if he's righteous with who he is, knowing what his energy is, knowing that he has a godly side to him, a manly side to him, and the warrior side to him. Okay? when he wants to feel expressive, it doesn't mean he goes and sleep with every woman. Okay? When he's trying to, when those energies are emerging within him, a righteous man will know what to do with that energy. He don't go and sleep with 15, 20 women, distorting his energy. He channels his energy with the multiple personalities that he has. With the God person, the warrior personality, and the man personality. Sometimes the man has to go out. Sometimes the man has to show up. Sometimes the God has to show up. Sometimes the warrior has to show up. You understand? And so your man needs to be able to channel these energies. He needs to be able to channel them. Channel. Channel all of those energies within himself, but openly and expressively. Meaning, when I say within himself, I mean he don't have to go out. He knows how to tap into those personalities. He don't have to go out and sleep with so many women because he knows how to tap into those things within himself. You understand? He knows how to tap into those things within himself. And so he's releasing. He's releasing. And when the man is releasing, whether it be the godly, the manly, the God, the man, or the warrior, whichever one is releasing, that's perfectly okay. The problem is when it comes to women and their man being that way, with the insecurities come with women because their man is out front. Their man is expressive, explosive, expansive, external. Everything about a man is external. Everything about a woman is internal. So men are external, women are internal. And so men have to be more out there. Women are more like this because they're following behind their man. So they are more enclosed. They are more safe inside. They are more staying behind. They don't go to war. That's why we leave the women at home when we go to war. The women stay home. The women are more like this. The men are more like this. And your man has to be like that for him to be a man that you desire to have, to be the leader you desire to have, to be the protector you desire to have, and to be the provider you desire to have. And if he's a provider, he's a hunter, which means he has to go out. So if your man's a leader, he has to be out front. If he's a protector, he has to be out front. If he's a provider, he has to be out front. So your man always has to be out front. Always. He has to always be out front. So you must desire for your man. You must desire this. But I'm going to end off like this because I don't want to keep y'all so long. But you must be able to, beloved, like I said to you, sexually, you must be able to sustain his energy. And when I say sustain, that means be able to hold it, bottle that shit up. You must be able to know how to bottle his energy up. Because if he don't know how to tap into those different sides of him, that warrior side, that God side, that man side, whichever side, when that energy is welling up inside of him, and if he's not able to hear the call of which one of those spirits that it is, those energies that's calling on him, if he's not able to hear that and tap into that, then that energy is going to get distorted. It's not going to be channeled right. It's going to get distorted and it's going to get dispersed. And it's going to be dispersed amongst many different women. Because he can't hear the call of his wild side within himself. Trying to tell him, you need to let this person out. That energy that he wants to release is not something he wants to do with a bunch of different women. It's something that's inside of him calling to be free, be let out. But he can't hear that call because he's not tapped that deep into himself. You understand? He's not tapped that deep into himself, so he cannot hear that call. So he disperses his energy all over the place. But if he knew how to tap into those energies that well up inside of him, then that woman would be perfectly okay and loving of her man being the man he is, with confidence, knowing my man don't go anywhere. I trust my man when he's outside. I trust my man when he's not with me. I trust my man when he's not around. Why? Because you understand that your man knows he's a God. He is a man. He's also a warrior. He's willing to fight for the things that he loves and believes in. He's willing to understand as a man his nature. He understands his nature as a man. And as a God, he loves. He's willing to love and sacrifice and give up as a service to his beloved ones. As a service to his beloved ones. So therefore, your man can be free. And you can be free within him. You can be free within your man. You become free when you allow your man to be free. You become free when your man is free. If your man don't feel free, you'll never feel free. If he don't feel free, it's because he's trying to do so much of, like I was saying, lasso himself back in for you. Because he's already out there. And so he has to make sure that your mind is at ease by trying to secure your thoughts when and your thoughts that's going on in your head when you're thinking these negative things. He's out there doing the most. So every day he goes out to go to work and he goes out there to provide. He goes out there to do what he needs to do. When he comes back home, he has to lasso all of himself back in because he spread himself so much out there when he was out there. He spread himself so much out there. He having all these kinds of conversations with all kinds of people. And so he has to go back and check over the checklist and make sure he ain't did anything wrong. He ain't said anything wrong. He ain't slipped somebody's phone number, anything like that. Did I step out of line today? You know, hold on. Let me stop everything. He gets home. He got to stop all the noise going on inside his head. And he got to be like, I need me from over here. I need me from over here. I need me from over here. I need me from over, because I'm over. When I was out there, I was over here. I was over there. I was there. I was talking to this person. I need to go get myself back from over there. I need to go get myself back from over here. I need to go get myself back from over here. I need to go get myself back from over here. Trying to ease your mind. And to me, that's too much energy wasted. That's too much energy spent, beloved. Way too much energy spent. When all you need to do is trust in your man. If he's righteous with his nature, his wild side, if he's righteous with it, he's a leader, he's a protector, he's a provider. If he's righteous with his wild side, he's a leader, he's a protector, he's a provider. If he's righteous with it. And therefore he's tapping into all of those sides of him. I was going to say natural sides of him. Those animalistic sides of him. Those natural sides of him. Those energetic sides of him. Those spiritual side of him. That godly side of him. If he's righteous with it, then your trust elevates to a whole nother level with him. Because your trust is, I know who he is. I just know who he is. I know people love him. I know people want him. I know people want to get to be with him. I know all of that. But I love who he is. And you get freedom in that because you allow him the space to be a man. But the moment you start getting insecure, he's going to feel it. He's going to pick up on it. And he's going to try and do everything to keep your thoughts secure. Lasso himself in where you're at. You're like this, and so he got to do like this with you. If both of y'all are like this, then who's guarding the gate? Because woman already is like this, more inward, closed in, enclosed, safe inside, protected. But if your man has to come in the house every single day being interrogated, then your man is going to do like this with you. And so if your man has to go like this with you, then who's guarding the gate? Who's guarding the gate from the demons coming in? And so every time your man has to fight with you, the gate is unguarded, demons are coming in. That's how they come in. That's how the demons come in. Because you're trying to question and negotiate and interrogate your man about his whereabouts and why he's so happy, why he's always out there with people, why he's always in front of people, why he's always in people's faces. You wouldn't have those questions for your man if he was what did I say? If he was righteous with what he is, with who he is, knowing who he is, if he was righteous with it, you wouldn't question where he was, why he's all happy, why he got a smile on his face, why you look like that today, who got to you today, you wouldn't question him. You would feed off of that. My man happy, I want to be, tell me about it, I want some of that. You would feed off of what he is when he comes in. You would feed off of that. You would feed off of that. You would be like, yes, yes, give me more, God. Give me more. I want that energy. So now sexually, women, you have to be able to sustain, hold that energy of that wild energy of your man. How do you hold it? As I said, your man has to be, if he's righteous again with the energy, your man has to be able to see every woman inside of you. And when he's out there, he has to be able to see every woman as you. Every woman, he has to see every woman as you. And when he's with you, he sees every woman within you. And you do that sexually. And like I said, this is not about penetration. This isn't about penetration sexually. But sexually, every time he sees you, you cannot be this and that. Where you been? You can't be that. But you can be that against a man, to a man who don't know what his nature is, who his nature is. You can do that to him because he's probably out, because he don't know who he is, he don't know his nature. So yeah, he's going to be dispersing himself out there. So you can do that to him, but to a God, to a man, to a warrior, to one who puts his life on the line, sacrifice for you, the one who's out there being providing, the one who's out there protecting, the one who's out there leading, that's the man you don't question. That's the man you don't question. Because he understands his nature and what he's here for. So he's going to do it righteously. And you wouldn't have a smile on your face. You wouldn't have a frown on your face when you see him smiling. You would have a smile on your face when he's happy. You say, my man's happy? What? I want to be happy with him too. What happened with you today? Tell me about your day, baby. While I do this for you or get this for you. Or, are you hungry? I want to feed you. Tell me about your day. I want to be, help me live in the moment with you. Where were you? I want to live in the moment with you. Where were you? Share with me. Share with me, because I want to live in that exciting moment. I want to live in your day. Share with me. I want to live through you because I am you. And everything that happens to you, I feel, I live it too. So anything that goes on with you, that happens to you, I live through that too because I am you. So it's almost like I'm getting a crash course short version of your day. You spent 8 hours out there and I spent my time here at the house nice and secure and safe and sound and protected while you were out there working, providing and hunting. And I don't even have to put myself in harm's way because you did that. So therefore, beloved God, tell me about it. I want to enjoy it with you because I am you. And I want to be there with you. I want to feel that with you. And she's going to feel that with him because she stayed home and she stayed back and she protected. She stayed safe. She stayed sound. But she looks forward to every single day you coming home, man. And you telling her about your day. So when women say, why don't you ask me about my day? They want to really have you hear them while they speak what happened in their day. And whether a woman is coming off her day with some negative stuff, your job as a man is to channel that energy and give her back what she needs. So now you give her back what she needs through that energy you become, whether it be God, whether it be warrior, whether it be man. When you give her back what she needs, she's going to live vicariously. She's going to live through that. And so that's going to pick up her spirit. Because you know how to take her energy and channel it into the many beings that you are, that she loves and desires about you. Because she's calling on one of them when she's telling you about her day. She's calling on one of those she's calling on one of those mates to come out. And you can't be, what happened, baby? Tell me. No, listen to her. So she can express it, so you can take it and eat it and channel it. So she can then reversely give you back the desires that you want, that you need to tame that wild side in you. So she can give you back. Okay? So she can give you that back in reverse. So when she's telling you about her day, and it sounds like it's a downer, she's asking for one of those energies to show up. One of those traits in you. So she can pour into that. And because when she pours into that, your cup runneth over. You got so much within that. You got so much within you that what she pours into you about her day cannot overflow your cup. Because your cup runneth over. You have so much of this love and desire for her in you that when you hear her, you're able to take it, channel it, give it back to her, and therefore in reverse, she gives you back this desire of every woman out there in the world. Meaning that she becomes every woman that you may desire. So when you see her, you see every woman. When you see every woman, you see her. And so she's able to now give that back to you. She's able to feed you now with the sexual desires that you have. She's able to feed those sexual desires that you have, man. She's able to feed those sexual desires within you. Because you listen and you take what she talks about, you channel it. And reversely, you give it back. And then you channel it. You give it back to her, lifting her up. And then in turn, she gives you the nurturing and the sexual desires of all of the sexual desires that you desire, that you want. All of that sexual power that you desire. She gives it back to you. You understand? That's how a woman sustains her man's sexual, wild nature side in him. That's how she sustains that wild nature within him. Simply by taking what he is. When he comes in, listening, being uplifted, then taking what he gives you, and then you give it back in all of these nice, beautiful ways. And your man can love you forever and ever and ever, because you don't stop being that. As long as you don't allow him to stop being a man. An expressive, expansive, explosive, wild animal. One who stands with his chest firm, his back straight, head up, his chest out, open. Remember that. So if you want a man, if you desire a man, if you desire to be with someone, then you're going to have to understand who your man is, naturally, who he is, and his nature. He's a warrior. He's a god. He's a man too. He is a man. Because he's a man, there are things that are going to try and that, because see, people don't see the God and the warrior within you. That's why you got to let it out. That's why you got to channel and let it out. Sometimes you see the God come out. Sometimes you see the warrior come out. And sometimes you see the man come out. But when you see the man, beloved, when you see the man, most people can't see the God and the warrior. So who they see is the man. And so they attack. The women come and attack the man because they see the man. But they don't understand who the man truly is. If he's righteous with it, his nature, if he knows he's a God and he knows he's a warrior and a man, then nothing can truly attack your man. because he knows who he is as a God. He knows who he is as a warrior. He knows who he is as a man. So no woman can really affect him or come at him and attack him. He's going to be loved. He's going to be loved. All right. Listen. I talked enough. But get to that place with your man. Understand his nature. And let him be free. So that he can give you back what you want. And so that you can get from him what you desire. When he gives you back what you want. He gets from you what he desires from every woman in the world. He gets from you the pleasures of many women inside one woman. And I said it, you must become a freak, but we're not talking about sexually intercourse and penetration. You must be willing and ready to become a freak for him. You must be willing and ready to become a freak for him in multifaceted ways. Channeling the energies inside of you and allowing him to feed off of that. The nurturer inside of you, the goddess inside of you. The warrior inside of you. That's how you feed your man. I love you. I love me. I love us. Atone. I am peace.